Hi, I'm Dr. Emily, and I'm a counselor with Reach Out Counseling. I work with students in three main ways. The first is through pre-professional counseling for students who would like to pursue a degree in higher education or in medical school or business school. I am actually a first generation college student, which means I'm the first person of any person in my family to go to college. And on top of that, I'm the first person in my family to live abroad. I studied in Paris and France, and I became fluent in French. And then later went on to earn my doctorate at Northwestern University in cognitive psychology. So, as a student who did not have some of the same advantages as other students, with parents with connections or with higher degrees, I had to learn a lot of unique and powerful lessons on my journey to becoming a doctoral scholar. So, as a counselor, what I like to do to help students is help them understand how to plan long term for the type of learning in graduate school or medical school they may be doing. And a lot of that involves helping students understand not only how to be academically competitive, but also to build relationships with professors, with other students, and to build connections and eventually position themselves to take the first step in their next steps for education. So, for example, with psychology in graduate school, it's often necessary to do a internship at a lab or to work with a professor or graduate student. That process can be very important, especially because if you're wanting to study a particular field, for me, it was infant studies and how infants learn. So I did an internship at Yale University, and then later on that helped me to become admitted at Northwestern University, where I also studied infant learning. So for graduate students, there's a long process involved in becoming a student at that level. So I use my knowledge and understanding to coach students who may be interested in how to explore their interests, how to plan long term for that type of career, and how to ultimately build a path that will result in them being successful and well situated to be successful in their careers in the future. The second way that I work with students is through doing impact projects. A lot of times students may have interests in particular areas of science or humanities and may want to explore those interests through doing something local in their community, perhaps writing a paper and using this as part of their way to stand out in college or other types of admissions. So, as a writing teacher who's taught undergraduates at Northwestern University, I have the experience to teach students how to write effectively and efficiently and to use these projects as a way to sell themselves into a position in their future, like becoming a graduate student or a business school student, etc. A third and final way I work with students is a little more specific, but it's a process I really enjoy, and that is helping students conduct their own scientific research independently under my tutelage. And this is a process that students enjoy as well because I intentionally guide it towards their interests. And if a student like my last one was very concerned about really finding a key area of learning studies to explore in her, pre-graduate studies, we did a study about online learning and collected data and eventually wrote a paper that became published at the high school level. So there's a process of designing and executing research, and there's also a process of writing. And academic writing can be very frustrating, but it can also be very fulfilling. And because I've had a lot of experience with it as a published scientific author, I have a way to help students understand what's frustrating, address the issue, and learn that process so that if they do go on to, say, apply to graduate school, they can use this project and the writing that comes out of it as a way to show that they have experience in this area. So, those are just a few of the ways that I help students. And I'd really be interested in hearing more from you. Thank you.